A lot of people died last week. Someone's brother, someone's sister, daughter, son, husband, wife, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, mentor, teacher, or just a friend. Yes, you assumed it right. I am talking about the current crisis going on worldwide. This crisis is currently affecting my home country, India, a bit too much. As reported on April 30th, India crossed the 400,000 mark of new single-day cases, the highest tally the world has ever seen since the pandemic began. The nation of 1.4 billion people is in the midst of an unprecedented humanitarian crisis. And given the nature of this pandemic, none of us are safe until all of us are safe. And so, all of those who can still follow through things like staying at home, staying 6 feet apart from people, or wearing a mask at all times when you're outside, it is definitely highly recommended. I believe the flatten the curve movement that we had last year is still very relevant today. I do also want to acknowledge all the work that the tech world has been doing throughout last year to combat COVID. Starting last year, some of the big tech companies started taking steps to make us aware of the situation we are in. For example, have you seen the YouTube homepage? After the first 3 rows, it shows like a different section, a section for news, COVID news specifically. Throughout last year, YouTube promoted movements like Flatten the Curve, or some of the popular hashtags, or some of popular videos where people were doing things by themselves, like haircut by themselves, or cooking by themselves. Or companies like Alibaba, the Chinese e-commerce giant, or InfoVision, who built an AI-powered diagnosis system. This system can detect the virus in CT scans of patients' chests with a 96% accuracy. And it does all of that in 20 seconds or less. According to the report, humans generally take about 15 minutes to diagnose the illness, as there can be upwards of 300 images to evaluate. And with the rush of the cases coming in, I think this is a big win for medical science. But just the big companies doing everything was not all right. We discovered some things that we can do every day to keep our health in check, like using a sanitizer when we touch things, or washing our hands with soap for at least 20 to 30 seconds. We learned that doing this and wearing a mask when we were outside was a very important precaution that we should take. I believe that self-testing is an equally important precaution that you should take. This helps with two things. One, you're able to figure out early if you're sick, and that helps with a quicker treatment and a quicker recovery. And two, if you know that you're sick, you can stay at home and not spread the disease anymore, which also goes with flatten the curve movement from last year. For that, we also learned that there were gadgets that we should keep handy. I would highly recommend two of those. A thermometer. The thermometer is the best way to check your temperature. I think everyone knows that. And fever is one of the top few indicators of COVID-19, which means if you start feeling heavy or dizzy or fatigued, just keep monitoring your temperature regularly. A good alternative to the normal thermometer that we have is the infrared thermometer that got popular last year. The infrared thermometer comes in handy when you have a repairman or a plumber coming at home, in which case you can quickly check the temperature and politely decline if they do have fever. Low oxygen levels is another top indicator for COVID-19. The pulse oximeter would simply beam rays consisting of different lights through your finger, and then you would be able to check how much oxygen the blood is carrying through the end of your body. And it is available in the US for 10 to 20 bucks or in India for 500 to 1000 rupees. Some people also recommend having a UV light sanitizer bar or UV light sanitizer box. I just keep like a normal sanitizer and sanitizer wipes. Another thing that we all started doing was ordering online, getting groceries delivered online instead of going to the store. In the US, Amazon Fresh and Instacart have helped me a lot. In India, my family relies on Grofers extensively, but there are other apps as well which you can use to reduce your exposure to the virus. Most of these apps offer either free delivery or free delivery over a certain amount. I would usually order groceries for a week, so I would already be above the certain amount for free delivery. In continuation to that, and since there are a lot of variants of the virus today, I would recommend you watch YouTube videos on how you can wash and sanitize the groceries that you get delivered online. You might have noticed that YouTube promoted those kinds of videos as well throughout last year. You can also watch these videos while you're organizing and sanitizing. Personally, I would talk to my friends or listen to podcasts while I'm doing it. But because I already have a set way of organizing and sanitizing my groceries, but you can take your time to getting there. Now, there's one type of app that we use pretty much every day that we can leverage for this big time. I'm obviously talking about the social media apps: Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Instagram, anything you can get your hands on. I've seen a lot of people have been brave enough to reach out to their network on social media, and I love that. I also love that there are people who are helping those who are reaching out. If they are not able to help, they are liking, commenting, supporting those posts so that they reach others who are able to help. And I hope that the continued use of these apps will help a lot of other people in need. At this time, it also matters that we understand that contributing anything at all will make a difference. Some people like to contribute with their time, going out and helping others, actually being physically there. At this point of time, I would not recommend it since most people also have to come back to their family. But there are a lot of organizations out there that are doing this for you, that are helping those people in need by using the resources available to them in a very safe way. According to the Give India page, it is very easy to provide a safety net for those people, those laborers who've lost their jobs due to COVID. Rupees 7,000 in a tier 1 city can help them live their lives for a month. Rupees 5,000 in a tier 2 city can help them live their lives for a month. This cash in their hands will help provide for their basic essentials, groceries to feed their families, and survive the sudden loss of income due to COVID. And this is not the only type of work being done. I was so impressed to find out a lot of organizations are trying to help out with oxygen cylinders as much as they can, especially for those urgent care patients. Some organizations also emptied out their offices, put up beds so whoever can be treated is treated. I found an NGO, Help Now Ambulance Services, which provides quick and free ambulance services for everyone. I think all Indians know that we need better ambulance services. Another NGO, Pint Network, was helping people get quick plasma donations. And another NGO, Seeds, was working on mobilizing the vaccinations, making sure as many people as possible can get those vaccinations. Everyone is trying to do as much as they can. If you want to help and cannot physically be a part of these NGOs, then I would highly recommend you to donate. I put a link in description for the fundraiser I donated to, but you don't need to donate to this or just this. You can donate to any of the organizations that you like, any of the organizations that I talked about. And I will also put a link in description to the Give India page, which has multiple fundraisers available for you to donate to. Until then, stay safe, stay wild.